Joining us now, Oregon Congressman Peter Defazio. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Morning. Just came from a little breakfast meeting with Elizabeth Warren. Very inspiring.
Yes, and give us a capsule summary of how Republicans are using falsehoods against her in Congress, if you will.
Well, it's kind of bizarre. This little twerp, Patrick McHenry, chairs some subcommittee or other, and he was attacking her yesterday for two things. One is, after he had changed the meeting time 5 times and even had his staff call her like late at night, he accused her of, misrepresenting them, and she should spend more time answering his stupid accusations and questions. And then he's all upset because he's claiming that she and the people who work with her at the new agency, Consumer Finance Protection Agency, were providing advice to other government agencies on a settlement that for mortgage lenders who have admitted to having broken the law. And this is something that needs investigating. He says the watchdog needs watching. Yeah, right. What needs watching is the fact that she is threatening the gravy train here for the
right.
Republicans from the financial industry if they don't do something about reining her in and stopping, how they are abusing consumers. They do not want a Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. They hate the idea that we might level the playing field. People might understand the loans they're getting, the terms of their credit cards, get simple disclosure. They've got a new mortgage disclosure she showed to us this morning. It's 2 pages. The banks, the community banks love it. The credit unions love it. It's going to save them a bunch of money. Consumers are saying, this is fabulous. I actually understand this. And, of course, those who want to bamboozle people in their loans hate it.
Yep, and, wherever the Republicans are shining the light, you can be assured that's a shiny object to distract us from the real problem and the people they're protecting, no question. Congressman, your response to New York 26 last night, a big win there by the Democrats, and Kathy Hochul really did nothing except message Paul Ryan's budget plan being privatization or the end of Medicare as we know it. That's what she did in ads, in statements, and debates at every opportunity. The Republican Jane Corwin said she would vote for it, tried to backtrack, and that was death for her in that district.
Absolutely. I mean, I just did 8 senior town halls, or not so senior in some cases, in my district last week. And people at all ages are appalled by this plan. I mean, they want to use the magic. Let's see, like a market discipline will take care of future seniors. They will. Paul Ryan says, I want to give them the opportunity to not buy, bad insurance products. It's like, what? What's this all about? Now, the market discipline, the same market discipline that brought us 100% increase in insurance premiums over the last 10 years. Yeah, they're doing a great job out there, Oh, and let's see. We will. They'll have the right not to buy policies, but also the insurance companies get back the right to discriminate on age, pre-existing condition,
right.
and sex. Now, what seniors can be able to buy policies?
Right.
Saw a great graph the other day. I'm going to put it in my next newsletter, which showed the poverty rate among seniors, which was 35% in 1959. And it showed what happened when Medicare went into effect. It dropped like a rock.
That was the intent of Medicare, to fight senior poverty, if you listen to what Kennedy wanted and what Lyndon Johnson followed through on. And what's really lost in this debate, other than, you're pointing it out, and I've seen people point it out, is the reason there's blowback about privatizing Medicare is that seniors and others know what's out there in the for-profit industry, and they don't want it. And that is partially what the Affordable Care Act, many of those things and abuses, is meant to address.
Well, either they don't want it in terms of it's not a good coverage, or they can't afford it if it is.
They can't survive.
Coverage. Right.
Absolutely. So it's not just shining the light on the so-called problems with Medicare, which frankly, I was reading a op-ed by Doug Henwood of Left Business Journal and CNN.com yesterday, saying that these aren't the budgetary monsters that Republicans are making them out to be, Social Security and Medicare, not at all. But I think this, for Democrats, should shine the light on the problems, as you just said, with the for-profit private health insurance market.
Right. No, I mean, he wants to throw future seniors back on the mercies of an unregulated, exempt from antitrust law, abusive, for-profit health insurance industry. They are tender mercies. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've reintroduced the antitrust bill, right?
I'm still pushing. Louise Slaughter and I are introducing it this week. again. Remember, we did get it in the House version of health care reform. And we did pass it separately in the House with a huge number of Republican votes, by the way.
Right.
But now the Republicans refuse to bring it up.
Because they've got to kiss the ring of Paul Ryan, which they may not put their lips to quite willingly after this vote in New York. Here's my political question for you, Congressman Peter Defazio with us. Will Democrats stupidly give up this political advantage on Medicare? Are they going to put cuts and changes to Medicare on the negotiating table and give away political advantage in the next cycle?
I can give them $22 billion a year in cuts right now. Do away with Medicare Part D, negotiate lower drug prices for seniors, and offer them a simple, at-cost, one-size plan optionally with premiums at cost.
No, I'm talking about changing Medicare as we know it.
I know, but I'm saying this is a way to substantially reduce Medicare's expenditures and provide better benefits for seniors. So if we want to put that kind of stuff on the table, great.
Yeah.
I just always have to worry about the Obama administration.
And people like maybe Dick Durbin of Illinois, whom I'm hearing saying some things, the crisis is much bigger and we've got to put everything on the table. That worries me a little bit.
Yep. Now that we may be able to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory.
It's always possible. Peter Defazio with us, Oregon Congressman. The latest toll on the tornado in Joplin, Missouri is 123. I heard on MSNBC this morning that there may be as many as 1,500 missing.
Yeah, I saw that for the first time. That's incredible.
And the Washington Times reports House Majority Leader Eric Cantor said Monday that if Congress passes an emergency spending bill to help Missouri's tornado victims, the extra money will have to be cut from somewhere else. I will pair that with this note from Climate Progress that says the government's tornado forecasting service faces cuts in the GOP Congress, including cuts to NOAA's weather satellites. This could reduce the accuracy of precipitation forecasts by 1/2.
Oh, yeah. No, they're after both the Weather Service and its capabilities to predict hurricanes or even, quicker moving, supercells for tornadoes that do save lives with just that little bit of warning. And also they want to, do away with the capability of tracking tsunamis and detecting tsunamis. So, they're saying, don't worry, the private sector will step in, and for only $29.95 a month, you too can subscribe to a service that will tell you when a tornado is coming.
Right. There you go. And this is the backdrop to say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't get any money till we cut it from somewhere else. I mean, it just tells you exactly how immoral the Republicans are. That's the word.
And remember, God forbid, we should close a tax loophole in order to pay for a necessary public service that would save lives.
To them, that's a tax increase.
Yep.
Congressman Peter Defazio, we've talked many times on this show about what speculation adds to a barrel of oil. The cost maybe $27 or so to each barrel of oil. And we know that the Commodity Futures Trading Commission has the power to oversee trading in the energy markets. We've talked about that before. I just saw that House Republicans have proposed cutting the budget of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission from $202 million to $172 million. The president's requesting $308 million.
Absolutely. They are understaffed now to detect market abuses. They're just now have forwarded to Justice a complaint for market manipulation back in the last big run-up in 2008, because they have so few investigative staff, from two guys who were driving the market back then for personal profit. So, they need more investigative and enforcement staff. We need more transparency in this trading. We need to get the speculators out. Somehow we built a great country without them. It's only been a little more than a decade that speculators could dominate these markets. They're driving up the price of food, fuel, a whole host of things. And people, there are some people on the left who are very happy with high energy prices. They will drive people to be more efficient. Hey, I want a plan to become a much more efficient, technologically advanced country and get off our oil addiction. But we don't need to be price gouged on the way there by speculators. So don't say, gee, it's okay that these people are doing it. This is not okay.
Well, I don't know anyone who's saying that. You might run into those people, but we're not saying it here. And the good news is, Congressman, that the word is out. I've seen polls where Americans are attributing up in the 85% that speculation is the reason we have high gas prices. And that connection has been made by the American people. And I think the American people are making connections on a lot of things like privatizing Social Security and Medicare, and they're on to what the Republicans are trying to do here blatantly. And the Democrats got to leverage this into standing up for our values as clearly as possible.
They gave us a roadmap. And I just say to people, if you want a representation of the Republican values and what they would do to us and to our country, they think they're just, they know this stuff isn't going through the Senate, but they are expressing their values.
Right.
And with the Ryan plan, they said, well, we're not going to bring it up now because we know it can't get through the Senate. But if we get the White House, the House, and the Senate, we will do this.
That's right. It's a gift. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a gift, and we ought to unwrap it and go with it. Congressman, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity as always.
As always.